Good morning. It is the 24th. Happy birthday to my dad, who is going to be 84 today. So I'll be talking with him on the old FaceTime, him and my stepmom. Looking forward to that. Tom and I will look forward to that and wishing him a happy birthday. If you remember yesterday, if you watched the vlog, I was showing you the autumn garden crochet shawl, and I was thinking about doing that with my venomous glitter and the mohair because I loved so much the ones, especially that glitter one that I can't remember her name now, but a Knitter Soul did, and I just kept thinking about it, and I was like, actually, I want to do something similar with that shawl. So I went through my stash and I have this set. There's one missing. I will look around, see if I can find it, from Over the Moon Yarn, who is a Canadian dyer that used to podcast. I enjoyed her podcast. And before the customs got real bad, I ordered from her. And it's her and her mum do the dyeing. I don't know if they still do. But this was a mini set, as you can see. What was it called? Burgundy Planet. And it's just these sort of beautiful, warm, purpley, browny colors. This is looking a little more pink than what it is, but the rest of them are pretty true. And I thought, because you kind of need two skeins, or close to two skeins anyways, especially I need to find this other one so I can have 100 grams. I might pair it with this one that we'd seen before because I was thinking about making the socks from it. This is another Halloween sock wool from Hobie, and it's the longer color change one. And I think that, so I know that these are warm and this is cool, but I think that could be a really nice thing. I do have a fascination with sort of doing the run of color change from warm into cool, if the two will go together, and I think these will. I kind of like playing with that color story, so I think that's what I'm going to do. The yarn called for in the pattern is a sport weight, and this is classed as a fingering, but it's the heavy fingering into sport. This one's not quite so heavy generally, but I think that those will match up better. I had been thinking about these, which I got last year at the Let's Knit Yarn Festival. And this is another dyer up in Northern Ireland, Lonely Mountain Yarns. She has lovely things. I was thinking about maybe trying to pair these two together, but actually I think the purple is better. But I did want to show you this. This was a mini set of hers, and it's got lightly sparkle in it, and it is super, super beautiful. Really lovely. I don't think she's going to be at the Dublin Fibre Festival. It's all sorts of things at the Fibre Festival. So it's yarn, it's fibre, it's crafts, yarn crafts, obviously. But she is on Etsy, and this was the pumpkin patch date night sock minis. So yeah, so I'll save that for something else. So this is my new idea for the In the Autumn Garden crochet shawl. My dahlias are completely flattened. We had that storm Ashley come through, kind of really beat them down, and now there's a wind that's quite gusty every now and again from the west. And my sunflower. But yeah, so a lot of the leaves have gone on, excuse me, some of the trees. Shep is smelling where the foxes were last night. This is, Tilia is the Latin, first part of the Latin. They're often known as lime trees here. I mean, they're not like a citrus lime, but anyway, Tilia. It's the winter orange, and it has that name because the tips of the young branches are very orange in the winter, so we'll see that later on, but it has a beautiful color. It's lost a fair bit of its leaves now, but yeah. And then we have still some dahlias over this way. As you can see, all these beds are covered because we just last year was such a sort of, it was a disaster for the garden, and so we decided that we were going to have to put it to sleep for at least 6 months to a year because it got so full of weeds. So yeah, but I'm just going around back now to top up the bird feeder. Hello, a quick hello from myself and himself. I just want to show you. Hold on. You want to say hi, or you just want me to talk to you? You want to say hi, or you just want me to look at you? He wants me to look at him. Yeah. I wanted to show you, first off, after you watch this video, check out this new video from Genevieve in the North. Knitting with Virginia Woolf, bright orange socks, vintage knitting, and more. It's such a good video. It is like she goes different places around. She's in Cambridge. She's talking about Virginia Woolf and how the knitting features in her fiction and just in her personal life as well. And she just weaves it so beautifully. She's actually, I believe she's a professor of literature. And this is just excellent. But it's interesting, but it's not dry. And even if you don't really care about Virginia Woolf or her books, I think you might find it interesting just because it's so well done. And it's about knitting. And there's all the lovely little places too that you will see. So anyhow, I definitely, I'd say go check it out. And what I've started working on is the Sheepkin little sheep pumpkins. Now I saw this on Crafty Clegs. Jeanette was showing it. And it's a pattern. I think you can get, well, I got it on Ravelry. You can also get it on Etsy. And I'll put the little picture and the information on the screen. It is a paid for pattern. I mean, if you're a big crocheter, you probably can make one yourself, but I'm kind of a newbie. I've never really made amigurumi before, and I've just gathered up some little scraps for my pumpkins, and excuse me, I'm just trying to figure out my gauge. I am a pretty tight knitter, usually more on the tighter side, but as a crocheter I am definitely looser, so I have to keep going down in order to not have like really holy fabric. But for the amigurumi, so the stuffing doesn't come out or show through. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm having fun with this, and I'm definitely gonna make at least one little sheepkin and maybe a couple more. And this is a lovely bag that last year finally Fibres had in her she did a Samhain countdown box last year with minis, and there was a main skein, and there was this lovely bag for Halloween, and all these things fit perfectly in it, and it has a nice pocket. I'll just show you who the bag is from, and with my hair, of course. Sorry about my hair is everywhere. So yeah, and these are just bits and bobs. This is some of that Hobie yarn that I crocheted that shawl out of that was giving me so much heartache with all the yarn barf and all the tangles. So actually it's coming in handy now how many times I had to break it because I can use it for my little amigurumi. And this is a scrap from a swap I did last year, Christmas countdown swap with Sylvia of Sylvia Knits in Color. She is in Paris. She has a YouTube as well, a knitting and a sewing YouTube. I'll link that. All the YouTubes I will link. This is actually from Judy of the Autumn Acorn. She has a tier on her Patreon, which I go in and out every so often, where she does give the Patreons of that level a 50-gram skein of some hand-dyed, usually naturally dyed yarn, and that's some leftover from that. That's what was in the autumn blanket, I think, where I was going, I don't remember where that's from. So that's what that's from. And then again, these are from the swaps. So yeah, I'm excited to see how my sheepkin turn out. Well, I finished my sheepkin you may notice it is not a sheepkin. It is only a crochet pumpkin. I have decided that it was my first little try at Amigurumi, really, that it's not for me being so small. The pattern, she's using like a fingering weight yarn, and I was using a DK and still going down to the 2 millimeter hook. There's gaps in it, so I should have gone down. I mean, it was just getting too small. And then I did try the little sheep head, and again, just too small and fiddly for me. And since I'm a process crafter and I don't really need toy things, but I do enjoy doing sort of like pumpkins, the bigger things. But again, I don't need a load of those either because we live in a small cottage where it's like 600 square feet. So, hello everyone. So, today is the 25th of October, and just want to catch up a little bit with you, show you how far I've gotten on the Venation shawl by Ambah O'Brien. I stopped in the middle of the road last night because I got super tired. But yeah, so I've joined the third color. I'm going to be joining the fourth soon. So it's coming along, and that's where I was the last time you saw this. So I'm really enjoying that. And so we tried to go out for a little bit today, but I just got too tired. I'm not sleeping real well because it's not every night, but a lot of the nights I just cough through a lot of the night. And therefore, sadly, I have decided I'm not going to go down to Dublin for the Fibre Fest tomorrow, Saturday, because it's a little over 5 hours. Well, it's more than 5 hours round trip for me, and that's just going to be that bit too much. We may still go to the parade in Limerick because that's like so much closer in the evening if I'm feeling up to it, because I would like to be able to do something. So unfortunately, you will not be hearing about the Dublin Fibre Festival from me. And I'm sorry because I know some of you were going and I wanted to catch up with you and say hi. And anyways, there it is. And I don't need any more yarn or fiber, so I'm not sorry about not being tempted, because I know I would be. Like, I know Fine Leaf Fibers is there, and of course my friend Sandra of Irish Fibre Crafters is there, and she always has lovely things too. But anyhow, so if you're going, have a wonderful time, and maybe I'll see you next year. Okay, I will wrap this part up of talking and then I'll stitch this all together. And I thank you very much for stopping by Wild Cottage. Take care, friends, and I'll talk to you soon.